What's up, everybody? Chris Simms Unbuttoned. Always proud of my sponsorship, my partnership, whatever you want to call it, with PointsBet. And I got my Batman here today. Yeah, Jay Croucher from PointsBet. I'm Robin. He's Batman. Okay, that's the way it is. Now, I'm having a lot of fun with like these prop bets. I take them serious. Thanksgiving last week, had one for each game. I hit 2 out of the 3. DeAndre Swift got hurt. I kind of felt good if he would have stayed in there on that one. So I want to be right. I want to make people money, all right? And I want to make PointsBet, and like you shedding knowledge on me makes me look smarter, all right? So here's my first one. We got the Simms booster bet, right? And it's a tough week as far as offense in this game. I respect the Saints' defense. It's very good. There's no doubt about that. I think they're going to be able to stop the run of the Dallas Cowboys, which has been struggling a little bit as of late. The Cowboys, their center, their guard, not named Zach Martin, the other 2 guys I'm talking about there, they can have issues in the interior part, and the Saints' defensive line is the real deal. So I could see them slowing down the run game. Now, pass defense, I think there's going to be some matchups there for Dallas to take advantage of, and especially with Amari Cooper healthy, right? And I look at Marshawn Lattimore. He'll probably be on CeeDee Lamb, so I'm not expecting a huge day from CeeDee Lamb, but it's the ripple effects off of that, okay? So you see where I'm going? You want to add anything to that yet so far?
I like the direction.
You like what I'm thinking here?
Yeah,
All right.
It's good.
So it's because I don't see Dallas being able to consistently run the ball, and I think the Saints will stop that, I think it's going to pose some one-on-one matchups down the field. And I think Dak, who's been a hair off lately, got it going at the end of the game last week against the Raiders. I think they come out on fire a little bit in the pass game. It's a desperation game for them. They got to right the track here a little bit, after losing a few and just not being that consistent on that side of the ball. So my bet here with Dak Prescott is Dak Prescott 300-plus pass yards and Michael Gallup 50-plus receiving yards is the Simms booster bet of the week. And you can boost from plus 260 to plus 330. But you like where I'm at there? Do you like my logic as far as that's concerned?
I like it. I think that, like you said, New Orleans, they have maybe the best rushing defense in the NFL.
Right.
And there are questions about Zeke and Pollard and
exactly.
what the share is going to be there.
Right.
So Dak, like you said, again, he got rolling in the second half against the Raiders. He was on fire up until that missed third down pass in overtime. And so, he's playing well, he's throwing well. And the fact that Lamb and Cooper, they're both coming off absences.
Yeah.
Gallup, he could be the guy. And this Saints secondary isn't elite.
No,
not
right.
to the same point as
Exactly.
the rushing defenses anyway.
Right.
So there's a good chance they'll need to be throwing the ball. And Gallup, why not? Why can't he get 50-plus?
No doubt. I mean, I think Gallup is a borderline number 1 receiver. And I just look at it. The Saints are pretty good at taking a guy away, right? Like even last week, they kind of took Diggs away. He had a few catches here and there, got some stats when they were up late, in the football game, where I just look at, I think Lattimore will see CeeDee Lamb, and it won't be an easy day for him, but I don't see the matchups. And Amari Cooper, because he's just coming back from COVID, he's listed as questionable. Yeah, he'll play tonight, but I don't think he's going to be totally his 100% self. It sounds like he's still feeling the effects from COVID. So that's where I go to Michael Gallup, who are one-on-one. Gallup's got a rocket up his butt, and he can run by people. That's what I know for sure. That's why I like that one. All right, the next prop bet from my homies at PointsBet here. Taysom Hill making the start at quarterback. I'm very happy as far as the Saints are concerned. They need his, talents to make some plays on the offensive side of the ball. But over/under 215 pass yards, 215.5. All right, and this is a tough one here. It really is. I guess what I look at is this. I don't think there's enough weapons on the New Orleans Saints offense for me to take the over. So I like the under in this one. I do. I just don't know if they're going to be able to beat the man-to-man coverage necessarily consistently enough for him to go over 215. All right, so go ahead. Do you like that logic there, right, where I'm talking?
I think so. I think that last year Taysom in those 4 starts, so 3 times he did go over this number, but he also had Michael Thomas, and Michael Thomas was a lot of those yards. And I think that particularly with how the Saints have looked the past few weeks with having to air it out constantly.
Yes.
I think Sean Payton, he doesn't want to do that anymore. I think he wants a more conservative game style. I think there will be a lot of running where they can, and Taysom with his legs more than his arms. So, yeah, it's definitely a play. The one thing, though, is that game script.
Yeah.
And if Dallas are up and if New Orleans have to throw the ball, then he might just get it by accident.
That's what scares me. And in this day and age in the NFL, you know, late in the game, you could have 150 yards and be down by 2 touchdowns and get another 100 yards and get the over here. But this is why you're an expert. To your point right here, Michael Thomas was his go-to guy. Emmanuel Sanders was his other go-to guy. Neither one are there. And that scares me. No Jared Cook. No Alvin Kamara tonight. You know, so I think I'm going to go the under here. I mean, that's a low number, and it's not a good pass defense with Dallas. It's not. But I just am scared of the matchups. I really am. And I don't know if there's a guy that can really separate. Plus, it's Taysom Hill's first game playing quarterback the whole year. I just can't imagine him coming out hitting on all cylinders. I think it's running that will be the factor of the night. Scrambling, some quarterback design runs. And here's another little thing to watch out for. I mean, we watched Dallas on Thanksgiving. What were they really good at defense? Pass interference, right? So I think he's going to be affected by that. I could see a few big plays down the field that end up being incomplete because Dallas commits pass interference, and therefore he won't get the yards, all right? So that's my logic. I hope you're buying into that. But I'm a little nervous about that one. I'm not going to lie.
It's nerve-wracking. Like you said, in the NFL in 2021, taking an under on passing yards is stressful. Just how quickly it can be racked up.
Right.
But I think I'd be on your side if I had to
if you had to pick one.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, Jay's on my side. I feel better already. All right, now, Dallas, New Orleans, anytime TD here. All right. Hey, listen, we know the low-hanging fruit, sure, the running backs. You get down to the 3-yard line. Mark Ingram, Ezekiel Elliott, certainly. I don't love the CeeDee Lamb one just because of what I said. I'd be shocked if New Orleans lets him score a touchdown down there. They're going to try to take away the number one option. All right. I'm going to ask you first because I already got mine. I know where I'm going. You know where I'm going too. On that list there, anything jump out to you as far as a guy you look at or want to back with your own money here tonight?
Well, I think this ties into your point a little bit that you're going to come up with, that I think that the Saints, they're going to be conservative in the red zone and that they'll be running the ball.
Yeah.
And that could lead to Mark Ingram getting in. And so that's why he's the most likely Saint to get in the end zone, just because we think that they will be running the ball.
Yes.
But I know there's another guy that you like who might also be running the
ball.
ball.
Yeah, I want to look at one, a little down the list there, and I like Taysom Hill. This is where I think he's going to come into play, certainly in this football game. Like I said, with the last over-under in the passing game, I think his running is going to be the issue tonight a little bit for the Dallas Cowboys. And I do think, yes, one of the schematical advantages he can bring to the red zone offense or the offense inside the 5-yard line where it's hard to score touchdowns inside the 5 in the NFL. You always have that aspect of outnumbering the other team in the run game when your quarterback can run. And I got to think that's where Sean Payton can maybe create a little magic with, hey, Dallas, Taysom Hill offense a little bit from last year, but I got a few tricks I worked on in the offseason. You haven't seen it on film or anything this year, and that's where I'm going to go Taysom Hill with the anytime touchdown. All right?
Yep, I like it. It's an easy one to visualize, right? Because
okay,
Dallas
it is.
Going to stack the box against the run. Really not going to want to throw it too much in the red zone, just with how the offense has been lately. And so Taysom breaking one on a draw play or on the outside can definitely see it happening.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, good. See, he made me feel better. I'm feeling good already. That's why he's the man, Jay Croucher. He knows everything about betting. I know some stuff about football. I'm occasionally right, okay? So we'll see how it goes. But as usual, check out my podcast, Chris Simms Unbuttoned, and I always appreciate the partnership with PointsBet Sportsbook. Jay, you the man. I like this. In fact, I think I might ask you to do this every week just to be like my hype man in the corner, make me feel good about my bets, all right? You cool with that?
I like it, Chris.
All right. Peace out, everybody. Have a good weekend. Enjoy the games.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.